Welcome back. Welcome back to another episode of Friday Rolling with Ace. You feel me? We might just change the series to Friday. You feel me? It just more suiting. We got Wind Down Wednesday, Friday, Show for Shroom Sunday. I think Rolling with Ace is gonna be the basic channel, so I'll probably go in and re-edit those to Fridays. But anyway, before we get into today's episode, we rolling. What we rolling on? You feel me? We rolling up some platinum runts in there. You. I wish I had smell-o-vision, boy. This shit smells so good, but yeah. And then we gonna throw it with the raw paper. I already put up my trade and everything. If y'all didn't hear about yesterday's video, I found a little spot. You feel me? Stay tuned for the tour. It's not gonna be up like right away. No, matter of fact, I probably will put it up right away, but then like I'll probably do like an update to it too, like to where it's like actually, you know what I'm saying, to be like update a part 2 to it, but I get like the overall genesis. But yeah, anyway, let's just grab y'all shit, grab what y'all's rolling with, you know what I'm saying, roll y'all shit up, you know what I'm saying, then we gonna get into today's episode.
Most of these niggas talk a lot, but they ain't got no muscle. How the fuck you trapping up out the spot, ain't got no hustle? Boy, you niggas makes it high, faking like you really not. Really trapped up out the spot, really working stupid now. Really keep my head up on this swivel, make it hard to fly. Jumped up in the stool, we be cool and try to make some high. That's how they call it time. When we was still be cool and try to make some high. All these niggas, and you can't never fly.
Not for real. Star. I think I might be a star. Show me the life at the dark. Might take a break to your cars. Tell me stars. Soon as they start. The way that went hard.
Show you the light after dark.
But to the place of the dark. Nothing you lost. Soon as they start.
Baby, I might be a star. Show you the light after dark. I'm taking flights out of car. Not who we are. Soon as we start. Baby, I might be a star. Show you the light after dark. I'm taking flights out of car. Not who we are. Soon as we start.
I'm going light speed. While the bumble buzzing around my psyche.
You feel like everyone else, but he ain't like me.
With myself is so unlike me. So unlike me. Nothing like me. But I don't like me.
I like when I'm excited.
And that's often.
Unless you walking beside me. I cut you off and quit the talking and the typing. Cause emotions felt like coughing. And your bed felt like a coffin. For my dreams and being awesome. So I lay my hands to sleep. But other women, that's exhausting. But this my
Peace.
With this life me. Don't for life me. Stop. Baby, I might be a star.
Sing it life at the dark.
I'm taking flights out of car.
Let me you are so they star.
Baby, I might be a star. Show you the light after dark. I'm taking flights out of car. Know who we are as soon as we start.
Slide to the crib, tell her I'll be right back. When she slides to the crib, I just break her back. Since you wanna make my dreams come true, baby, let's count these racks. I don't even care how much we spend, baby, let me get it right back. Fast life, fast demons, fast cash, yeah. Bitch, I'm running hard, out of breath, can't catch up. When I see them coming, pray to God they won't catch up. On these drugs and slowing down, praying life won't pass us. Every day going hard, getting to this cash, yeah. Shawty come through, we linked in the telly, hands all in my stash. I should've known that bitch was off, she ain't even look at the cash. Right from there, it all went south, moment I pressed on the gas. Lost up in my feelings, man, I'm hoping that I crash. Lost up in my feelings, man, I'm hoping that I crash. Can't even do it to see me dead, I know she'll be mad. That's why I picked up the paper.
Yeah, that's the stuff I just been spraying. It's been working. It's been, as long as you get them in like contact or spray a lot in the area, they get their ass for real.
Baby, I might be a star.
Show you the life at the dark. I take the place of the card.
Know who we are.
As soon as he start.
Baby, I might be a star.
Show you the life at the dark.
I take a flight on the card.
Know who we are. As soon as he start.
Baby, I might be a star. Show you the light at the dark. I'm taking flights on the car. Know who
We are. As soon as he start.
Baby, I might be a star.
Know that I might be a star.
Baby, keep on playing this game, that's why I like this hard.
Pluto, I take you to spaces like it's so bizarre.
I'm that kid, can't give you everything on to play your part.
Play your part, can't get no wetter, can't get my heart.
You can't get my heart, I swear it's mine, I'm gonna keep it.
Victory in England.
It ain't no secret.
So when you come to me, bitch, don't ask if I can keep it.
Hey, news on my line, freezing for no reason. Y'all would need me.
Little bitch, take this semen, your heart cold, you're a demon. Little bitch, take this semen, your heart cold, you're a demon. Little bitch, take this semen, your heart cold, you're a demon. Little bitch, take this semen, your heart cold,
You would need it. You would need it.
Little bitch, take this semen,
Your
your
heart
heart
cold.
cold.
You would need it.
Probably in your head like who the fuck is this? Well, I'm probably in my head like who the fuck are you? My producer know that niggas cannot fuck with this. Always stacking W's on W's on W's. Had to write the beat, I ain't even mean to trouble you. My whole sleep in my bed more than I do. My whole sleep in my bed more than I do. She singing to me, but my life is not for idols. Fuck America, fuck the world with my Eiffel. Been around the nation, seen a couple rifles. Yeah, presidential on the Bible. Yeah, sometimes I do drugs just to get out of my head. It's a lazy day, I can't get out of my bed. Feel like Pluto Mars, put that quote on what I said. 4 a.m. string trip, reading for my psyche. How you gonna relate to me? You ain't nothing like me. Never shot dice with them, I knew they was shiesty. But they bought their bread, so they truly just like me. Come from where they up and switch survival less likely. But I made a way to coexist with what I'm typing. Come from where they just a dead, they don't just a living. All that shit I ain't forget, so it ain't forgiven. It was on sight if it wasn't for the witness. Rich Chicago Richie, I just gotta get the riches. Put some words on paper, don't know how I got bands. Upgraded from beating up beats, garage bands. I got so much pull, I almost broke a cop hand. Sensitized to anything that isn't God's plan. Sensitized to the violence that come from God's hand. Divine in the flesh, Pluto was the God man. Drums get attached like a fucking rock band. Rush hour 3, catch a red dot, man. It's the Trinity, Holy Ghost, goddamn. Unique glow, I sit at the top, man. Really from the go, I known on the block, man. Walk pop, and they soda in the pop can. Hot box off a lot of woods and eye strands. One up top and a lock, but I got hands. That's an awful lot of Zod and my close friends. Smoking on that, put you down, make it not stand. Boxed in, make it like the walls closed in. On that bullshit like the Marta Rosen. Catch you in the dark and push your fucking nose in. Let the camera flash on you if you're posing. I can make it happen if you really want it. I'm a I see my opponent. I make sure these splash, I ain't using roses. Get up with me if you think you really know shit. Bray just told me, Brusky, we've been having motion. Wanna find you,
I make sure these splash, I ain't using roses.
They want you, trying to try me too. Landed on a giant piece too.
Ooh, I just got what my boy just said.
I've been up the way, Bredo like me too.
And I didn't heard this album like 3-4 times already. Not even 4, like at least 10 times, bro. Oh, bro.
I'm conscious that the people gon' believe you. It be hard to see you, I be like me too. Bredo crazy vitals on the timepiece too.
Oh man, I ain't gonna lie, that was crazy, bro. But anyway, welcome back. You feel me? Before we get into today's episode, you know what we gotta do. First things first, what we reading on, okay? Look, I'm finna reread this in the next couple of weeks because we gonna do this for the first month. We might do this in September, so I'm gonna log this whole experience every day, how I be feeling, shit like that. And yeah, I think it's only 7 days. Well, so like sometime in September. So I'm gonna have that plan. Go check that out. That's gonna be on the Life of A. So we definitely gonna vlog this whole series. Then we got The Way of the Superior Man. Of course, this is a good book for you young men out there that have no sense of direction or don't have a clue what the fuck going on in this world and trying to make sense out of it. This is a great step towards that way to go make sense out of it, you feel me? So yeah, that's another one. I believe though, I need to get that word list out of here, but anyway. And then Smarter, Faster, Cheaper. You feel me? This is my beloved book. I even got it signed to my name in here, man. You know what I'm saying? By David Garland. So yeah, I'm reading this, trying to open up, creating content, stuff like that. So I'm finna see how this can help me and benefit me on the channel, stuff like that, and we gonna get it moving. So yeah, those are what I'm reading on. You know what I'm saying? If you have any link, any recommendations, leave them in the comments below. You feel me? But yeah. So anyway, I believe, oh, hold on. They ain't even got the light set yet. This ain't, is it really a Friday without the light set? There we go. Oh, man. Yeah, I'm straight slacking at the whole beginning of the video. But anyway, yeah. So, oh, yeah, the word of the week. You feel me? The word of the week. The word of the week. Ambiguity. You know what I'm saying? The quality of being open to more than one interpretation. Inexactness. You feel me? So, let me know what type of interpretations, what type of ambiguities, if I'm using that correctly, that y'all kind of was learning to understand, kind of understand or learning to talk about stuff like that. Learning what y'all was saying. And let me know in the comment below. Okay, the song of the week, Pressure. I'm going to rerun that back just in case y'all didn't hear it the first time, you feel me? But yeah, excuse me, my nose itching. But yeah, this is gonna be, I ain't gonna laugh when they on tour, bro, and y'all don't see no videos from when and I gotta pre-record all this shit. Look, long story short, I was there on stage with them, bro. That's all I want to be. You ain't even gotta pay me to be there, Pluto, Bray. You know what I'm saying? Y'all don't even gotta pay me to be there. I perform with y'all and rap along. I don't even care. Just for the experience, for all I care. I'll go just for the experience. I pay for all my tickets and everything when y'all go on tour. You know what I'm saying? When y'all go city to city place, I pay for my stuff to be there on stage and shit like that. You ain't got to worry about it. I appreciate the gesture if you do, but hey, I'm not even holding my hat on that. I'm going to just be in the building. I'm like, I don't even care if it costs me $3 to $5 grand to be on touring with these niggas, man. You feel me? I'll be going crazy with them, for real. But yeah, anyway. So today, what are we gonna talk about? We're gonna talk about they clone Tyrone. Of course, we're gonna go over our daily markets and stuff like that. Also, like I said, I have a surprise for y'all if y'all didn't check that out. But we'll probably talk about that a little bit more. How like a nice little how the setup gonna be going kind of crazy. Not gonna lie to you, it's gonna go a little. It's gonna be fire. You feel me? I already got some things in the works of how we're gonna do this next setup. It's gonna be a little bit of my old verse and the new. So. You know what I'm saying? How you seen Cardinals rugs and stuff like that? You know, it's gonna be a lot of stuff like that. Floating shells. Oh, I'm giving y'all too much. Well, yeah. And then, all right, my boy. And then, we gonna get into, like I said, they clone Tyrone. We really gonna spend most of our time talking about that and how it's kind of relating to today's standards and to right now, you feel me? Because it was the exact same thing. I just seen something about a news doing a warehouse. I think this was in California. It was right in the hood. It was the warehouse and had no sign or nothing, but they was having clone meat going through there, clone sheep, all kind of shit. And it was right there in the hoods. And I think this was in California. I'm gonna have to look that up to make sure. But it was on one of my shorts. And I look at too many shorts in the fucking day, really. Let me see. Nah, for real. But yeah. So that's what we're gonna get into. But we really going to get more into that clone Tyrone. But yeah, and what I believe what happened to Jamie Foxx, because I think that shit happened to Kodak twice. I think it happened to Kodak twice, because I don't think Kodak came back from jail he came back to jail 2 different times, and when both his sentences was more than a year, somehow this nigga came different every single time. But yeah, like I said, we gonna get into that. But anyway, let's just go ahead and hop right into it. Nope, that's not. Fuck, I'm looking for the short. Damn. I'm gonna have to. Let me see if I can find it on here. Excuse me. Lab meat clone clone lab meat. Let's see if I can find it real quick, cause I seen the short and they lab grown meat is here and I taste tested it. Why? Lab grown meat approved by the FDA. That is fucking sick. Lab grown meat was approved in America. I know it's something on my TikTok about BVO, DVO, BOV. I think that's what it is. BVO oils. Hold on, let me see. BVO oil. It ain't BV. What the fuck is it? I'm gonna have to get on TikTok and see it, but I'm not sure. I can't necessarily look it up real quick. But lab grown meat. 2 Chainz tries $130 lab grown chicken nugget. That is fucking sick. Most expensive is lab grown meat. 3D printed steak. Why? First things, yeah, before we get into that clone Tyrone, because, you know what I'm saying, that's gonna be a juicy story in itself. Why must we have this fake ass meat? We already got vegans trying to make fake ass meat. And I mean, I rather just have it like straight up vegetables and, you know, just fry it. You know what I'm saying? I might just do a mushroom and fry it like a steak, or season it like a steak and eat it that way. But to take it to the point to where you actually 3D print meat and then you cloning chickens, you're cloning goats and shit like that. It's a what was that clone company called? Damn, I had all this shit pulled up, and it's I'm gonna hate myself. Oh, Clonaid. Here we go. Yeah, this how we gonna get into it. So yeah, Clonaid. Here we go. ABC Chicago. The Jamie Foxx speaking about his health. Human cloning. Yeah, these are all my things right here. Bam. Okay. All right. So yeah. So we gonna get into this. We gonna get into they clone Tyrone, and then we gonna get into the real aspect of it. But like I said, I want to touch backs on the fake meat, the lab meat. Like, what is so fascinating by not having something organically produced? And why is this becoming a fascination? Like, people are more so like, oh, I wonder what it's gonna taste like. What is this? Like, I've seen maybe 25% of the comments be like, I wonder, like, is this healthy? Is this good? Like, and FDA, well, then you got the other 75% of the world, well, if the FDA approved this shit, it must be good for human consumption. That is a horrible mindset to have, you feel me? You know what I'm saying? I'm not necessarily knocking whatever you like what you like, you feel me? But at the end of the day, certain stuff, you know what I'm saying, shouldn't be like lab grown meat, dog. Come on, really? And it's not even just like I said, I've seen some videos of them 3D printing meat and stuff like that. And as far as like the 3D print aspect of it, they must really just grounding up the leftovers of any kind of animal and then just squeezing it out into a paste, a real thick paste, and then just laying it out, 3D printing a steak, 3D printing a burger. So you don't know what the fuck is in a 3D printed meat. It can be fucking maggots, flies. It can be a paint of some paint, some lead, some aluminum. You don't know what the fuck would be in that shit. All you know is it look like meat, so you think it is meat. That's first things first, you feel me? Which is kind of crazy. Hold on, let me make sure this mug still recording, cause this mug be all right. There it go. Oh yeah, and today's sponsor put on notice. Go check out the page. Links in the description. You feel me? Put.on.notice. You feel me? Check it out on Instagram. Links in the description. But anyway, back to it. So, like I said, why would I want the fake thing when I can get the real deal? This is just like how I don't understand how some people are attracted to trans women, like they completely transition. Why would you want a fake thing that can't even produce like eggs or nothing like that shit when you can just get the real fucking thing, bro? I don't understand that shit. You feel me? Like it's really starting to try and become crazy. And this is what I'm starting to think. That 3D meat and that cloning meat, I think they had special additives and agents and shit like that. Why the whole Got Milk program just look at some of the kids the people that's been a part of them got milk programs and stuff like that, all the public schools, and look at some of the men and the women now, you know what I'm saying, and how it's truly changed. More back in the day, I remember my class, man, the girls in my class, elementary, middle school, whatever, they didn't even want to play with, they didn't want to, like, some stuff was just too dirty for them, you know what I'm saying, like, yeah, like, so being hard was just like, nah, I'm not him, but I get right with you, but I ain't hard, you know what I'm saying, I know my place, shit like that, I know your strength versus I know my strength versus a nigga, shit like that. Or it was more so like they kind of knew, their hormones just knew estrogen and shit like that, they periods, all this stuff, so they kind of just like, well, I know this is the negative side of being a woman, but it's just like, but I have something truly divine, I can create life, this and that. So it's kind of, they had a respect for what they did and who they was around and stuff like that. Nowadays, women don't give a flying fuck. They'll come to a nigga, step to a nigga, no problem. But then as soon as they get hit, they want to play that feminine card again, like, oh my girl, this and that. But you shouldn't have step to him like he was a goddamn man. And that's what I'm saying. That's the testosterone levels, and women have gone significantly up over the past years. And you can just you can sense it, you can tell it, you can just tell by like the aggression that comes off, how the demeanor of how things come off, how they associate with people, how they even associate with women too. Like how the women associate with each other. It's just like, damn, y'all over here shaking hands, dabbing, like y'all over here acting like straight niggas. Then you look on the male side of it, men, young boys and stuff, they used to like to go out in the woods, like to go camping. They used to like going out, doing out stuff outdoors. They like to do stuff with their hands, build. Now, today, you fast forward, most dudes want to be on TikTok just like these other bitches. You feel me? They want to be social media heavy. They gossip all the goddamn time. So it seems like the estrogen levels are starting to come up a lot, and you know what I'm saying, in some men. And as crazy as you say, certain people are like harder than other motherfuckers, that is not the case, you feel me? But you don't know what goes on behind closed doors. Social media is a front for a lot of motherfuckers. So I'm just saying, like, when you actually get to sit down and know a person, a lot of you can tell that the estrogen levels and the testosterone levels are not there, you feel me? Like, you can tell, because no man and no self-respect will sit there and gossip about other dudes or do this and that, or go on social media, me going back and forth, all that shit. All that shit is, that's women shit, you feel me? Ain't no real men gonna do some shit like that. Now, they are dead a situation, like they'll say they stance and dead the situation, but you constantly going back and forth and doing this and that, playing tit for tat like that, that's bitch shit, folks. Come on now, let's just be real. So, like I said, with this 3D printing food and cloning meat, they could put anything in y'all shit, you feel me? They could put higher levels of estrogen, so like they can put certain receptors, like if your body has a certain amount of testosterone count, the food that you eat from like public schools or these box lunches and these meal prep dinners, there's stuff that you can eat. If you're like a man, you have a certain testosterone level, your body will pick up and start sensing the estrogen levels in it. It'll have molecules that can turn themselves off and on with this. And you got to think about this on a scientific level, because it's just, you can do it. Because, like, we used to manipulate cells all the time in the chem lab in college, bro. So I know exactly how this can just manipulate and how stuff can just automatically flip certain shit on in your body without even knowing it, just based off what you eat. And then this is how we're going to get off into they clone Tyrone, because this is a prime example of what was going on in that movie. I hope y'all all watch, so spoilers ahead. But like I said, so if you have a high testosterone count in the food, you know what I'm saying, that senses or whatever, but the food mostly that you're giving is mostly estrogen, you know what I'm saying, your body's going to suck up all the estrogen. Your estrogen levels going to slowly start to rise. You know what I'm saying? They slowly rising while your testosterone levels are going to slowly drop. How you think there's more feminine men? How you think how certain kids, boys in particular, how they get so big? Like if they constantly kept eating shit that was unhealthy, that wasn't good for them, how you think they had man titties and all this shit? Over like all this extra stuff, that's because of the estrogen in their body is, you know what I'm saying, that's producing these things that are not, you know what I'm saying, that's not supposed to be normal for a man. And vice versa. You have a high estrogen count and you intake some of this processed food, oh well, shit, they got a high estrogen count. We're going to start pumping in more testosterone into them. You feel me? So certain cells, you know how to activate certain cells based off what, you know what I'm saying, what's overpowered. So if something's overpowered, the other cell in something that's cooked or nuked or whatever that you can just throw in the microwave or whatever, it can transform the cells inside of you. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? They have a cure for everything. They have a cure for AIDS. They have a cure for cancer. They have a cure for everything. This is what we're taught in chemistry lab. For everything that we create to that result, we have detailed records of how we got to that result. Every step by step, every little process, what we added here, this and that, at certain intervals, a time period, all that shit. That's what we taught in college, that you have to have everything to the T of what you did to get that result. So you can't tell me you can't reverse cancer. You can't tell me you can't reverse this. You can't reverse AIDS, all this stuff. All this stuff is made up for a reason. Big Pharma is a huge business for a reason. They make money off pumping bullshit into you. And now I get you hooked on certain medicines. One medicine causes another thing. That medicine, now you done fucked around. You on 30 different medicines and don't even know why your body is constantly shutting down, trying to repair itself, rebuking some stuff, like all that stuff, because it's not natural. You feel me? It's not natural. So with that being said, the whole process and cloning of meat and stuff like that is not what you want. You don't want something cloned. You know what I'm saying? Clone is nothing real. That's just, you know what I'm saying, that's process. It's like restructuring of something based off of one cell. Like they take a cell and then they just restructure the cell and they manipulate the cell, they multiply the cell and bam, put in the egg and cool. And we're gonna get into that too with the whole Clonaid shit and the realism and all this shit. I'm telling you, all this shit relate back to each other. You just gotta ride the wave. Matter of fact, we probably gonna have a part 2 to even go even deeper to it. Probably next Friday. We're going to continue this subject next Friday because it's really intuitive that you go in and go look, do your research or some shit. But let's jump into they clone Tyrone, you feel me? So, as you all know, that is Jamie Foxx's star movie. Let's go. I forgot who all is in there. I totally forgot who. But so you seen they clone Tyrone, right? John Boyega. Oh, that's his name. So so if all you people that seen they clone Tyrone, it was basically about a movie of how they had these 3 different experiments going on and how they clone people and how they was doing all this stuff right in the black neighborhood specifically. They specifically did black neighborhoods and how they had a white underboss basically, and how they had all these code words to how they was manipulating people, this and that, and then how the main person it was your own people. I'll tell you, bro, it be your own people, but it's not necessarily your own people. It's not always your own people, you feel me? You gotta think about so at the end, the guy Fontaine, the clones, the whole time he been living as a clone. The main character that you see in the drug dealer was a clone the whole time. He was a clone the whole time. The real Fontaine was underground, bro. He ran this whole operation of cloning people day in and day out and cloning specific people. You know what I'm saying? Shit like that. Then you go to the very end. Tyrone. This is where they clone Tyrone. He in his apartment, sitting on his couch with his homeboys, and everybody is looking at him, staring at him like, yo, you on the TV. Face, pitch, everything. And mind you, this was on the West Coast. The story took place in the East Coast. It was in the East Coast, you feel me? But at the end of the movie, it jumps to the West Coast, how everybody seen Tyrone. That was the dude, Tyrone. So fast forward back to the beginning of the movie. So we start off, you know what I'm saying, we start off with a character named Fontaine. He an average drug dealer, you know what I'm saying, he jugging and hustling people, whatever. And then he goes and some more along the story, he goes in to go meet this pimp, which is Jamie Foxx character, Slick Charles, you feel me? So he goes to meet, and mind you, James, and this is gonna be the kick in the fucking nuts, bro. This is the kick in the nuts. Slick Charles, well, I'll get to when I find out he was already a clone. But Slick Charles, he is a pimp, and he was pimping like Yo-Yo and all them or whatever. So he go and get his money, whatever, and it was these other gangbangers that was into it with Fontaine that was like, nah, man, we on disrespect. So they shot his car up, this and that, whatever. Boom, he trying to get the car or whatever. So of course, Slick Charles come out the room. He come out his little motel room or whatever. He come out trying to see what was all them gunshots going on. He went out and looked, and he don't see Fontaine. He don't see his car. He don't see Fontaine. None of shit. And it just happened. This is how fast shit happens in a reality. You feel me? This is how you blink and you miss it type of moment. So he come out, check it out. He don't even see it. And he even called Yo-Yo and like, Yo-Yo, you heard that, this and that, blase, whatever. They get into it. So a little bit further in the movie, you see Tyrone stumbling down the block. He shot 6 times in his chest, bro. He's stumbling down the block like he's still alive. But the next Tyrone, he wakes up in his bed, back in the trap house, remembering that he got shot 6 times. You feel me? He remember he got shot 6 times, so now he's like, bro, what the fuck? Like, and he remember he come out of the liquor store, he, you know what I'm saying, he repeating shit, and he don't know. But he just like, man, I remember getting shot 6 times, like, how the hell I'm still alive type shit. And he remember seeing this black SUV. He remember seeing his soldier stumbling across the street, shot 6 times in his chest, where he felt it. He seen his black car come out, picked him up, what he saw of him, pick him up, and slide up out of there. And he followed it to this trap house, basically. And Yo-Yo even seen he asked Yo-Yo, this is how it all get into how Yo-Yo, Slick Charles, and Fontaine all get together to figure this shit out, bro. So, he called Yo-Yo up, he like, what you know about what's going on around here, you know what I'm saying? Have you seen such and such woo vehicle? Just like how regular street dudes tell the little prostitutes and stuff like that or whatever. And she was like, for a fee or whatever. And she was like, I seen a black car parked outside or woo whatever. So, of course, he go pull up, kick in the door, whatever. Go in, he finds an elevator. Well, him, Slick Charles, and Yo-Yo, they go find this elevator at this trap house. And they go down and they see all this crazy shit. And in the midst of it, Fontaine is interrogating one of the scientists down there to seeing what the fuck is going on. You know what I'm saying? While he going around exploring different shit. Yo-Yo looking around, playing with chemicals, looking at all this shit. And I was like, what the fuck is going on in here? And Slick Charles goes to see this white powder. Mind you, it reminds him of cocaine. He sees this white powder. He goes and he go put it in his, you know what I'm saying, how you do cocaine. He put it up in his upper jaw. So Fontaine calls him over here, hold this science or whatever. He over here geeking, he laughing, he don't know what's going on. He just know he over here spazzing like he doing weird shit, like he just over there, like he over there, how people would be on booger sugar basically, but he having this whole laughing aspect to it. So fast forward to that, they go up, they try to go back to the trap house in the morning. Fontaine go back to the trap house in the morning with his guys, but he was like, bro, I swear it was here. Like, he opened the closet door, they was gone in an instant. Once they sound an alarm for something, they gonna take that shit away and throw that away quick, fast, in a hurry, you feel me? You know what I'm saying? They're never going to sit there in your, if you find out something deep within they system or whatever, they not gonna sit there and just be like, oh, well, we gonna leave it here, this and that. Hell no, they gonna shut that shit down and get up out of here, you feel me? So, they did all that and say like this. So, remind you, the white powder, the cocaine, basically, it was a representation of cocaine. So, fast forward in the morning, they all back, Slick Charles, Yo-Yo, Fontaine, they all back together. But they was like, man, I'm hungry. Like, so they went to the chicken spot. This is the first thing y'all should understand. This is the first way to manipulate the mind, you feel me? Seasoning in particular. And this is how I'm saying as in seasoning. Slick Charles, so that because Slick Charles was pointing out that Fontaine didn't laugh, that he never seen Fontaine laugh ever. And this was the first time Fontaine laughed. And Slick Charles, remember, when he put that white powder in his teeth, he said, pff, and then he threw that chicken on the ground, right? And he freaked out. Everybody looking at him and they just still laughing or whatever. He see everybody laughing. He like, what the fuck? He realized that the white powder was in that chicken. So they go send Yo-Yo back to go do her thing or whatever to go figure out where this white powder shit coming. They was seasoning the chicken. Basically, they used that white powder as a flour to bread the chicken, and that's what they cooked the chicken in. So everybody, that's how you get. They was slowly ingesting them people with a specific, you know what I'm saying, with that white powder. You know what I'm saying? You ingesting this shit and it's in your system. If you put it like anywhere, like where it go through your membrane and stuff like that, like how they did it and they put it in there, they put that powder in there for a specific reason. Like that's like how you do what they call it, them nicotine, them grizzlies. How you take the nicotine and you just stick it in your cheek, because it's just gonna permeate through the blood cells and it's just gonna go into the bloodstream like that. Like it's permeable membrane. You feel me? It's through a system called osmosis, basically. You know what I'm saying? Basically, that's basically how it works. So then when they do that, it sit in their system a lot longer because it's really in your bloodstream instead of just ripping it through your nose real quick and you go through the hide and it's done. Nah, when you sit stuff on your permeable membranes, it slowly seeps in and it holds on a lot longer. It goes and spreads out. So you just suck on it and stuff like that. That's what happened. Chewing tobacco, that's what it is. And it just keeps, you know how they be spitting chewing tobacco out and shit like that? You can tell when a motherfucker got chewing tobacco because it just sit there in their mouth. But yeah, that's basically what it was. So they went and found out that white powder substance was in that chicken. So then they followed this van that was at the chicken spot, you feel me? Where they giving out the goods. So they followed to the second spot. The second spot was the beauty shop. And this is so key. This is so key. At the beauty shop, they had all these hair products. The curler activator, the curler the curl to straightener. They had the perms and that stuff. So like how they was really, that whole phase, I don't know what, this was like the early 2000s or the mid 2000s. No, this was the mid 2000s. This was right when 2010 was about to hit. I remember when women were starting the whole phase of taking their curls down, they were just doing long straight hair. Everybody just started doing long straight hair all of a sudden. Women just stopped doing the curls and shit like that, you feel me? So everybody was getting perms. Perms was popping in the early 2010s, you feel me? And it was going on for a while, and it's still going on, but it's not as bad. Like people are starting to go back to the braids and stuff like that, how it was supposed to be, shit like that, how, you know what I'm saying, or just really just the afro. But they had the perms. And you can tell one of the girls was in there, she was overly hyped in one of the chairs. I don't know if y'all paid attention this deep, but she was overly hyped. You could tell everybody. Then they started laying that shit on her hair. She was like, ooh. And then she just started chilling out. That same white powder that they put in their chicken, they put it in that hair. So that's giving you that's two different ways of how they ingest it already and how they can mind control, you feel me? How they mind controlling and manipulating people into, oh yeah, this product make me feel so good. I don't know why though. Now, why do you think these brands and companies, why do you think us as black people, we be sticking by so many brands? Like, oh no, girl, I only use Dove. It do this, and this. Or I only use such and such or whatever the fuck. You feel me? That's the reason. I only go to Popeyes versus Churches. I know that used to be the black conversation of the hood. You feel me? And all to say this is that the taste and what you know what I'm saying, how you feel, how it make you feel is all about part of another way of mind control. Just think about MK Ultra. Technically that shit's still going on, it's just not with LSD or whatever. You know what I'm saying? I really think they trying MK Ultra with this whole dispensary shit. That's why it's really hard to get a dispensary as a black person. Even though there are black pharmacists out there getting dispensaries, they making it 10 times harder unless they have all the credentials versus a regular white person can go and get it. As long as he got the money and the investment and the place and the whole plan, they just give it to him. Versus black people, you gotta have a plan, you gotta have a degree, you gotta have this, you gotta have that. So it's all because they using certain systems to manipulate and learn and study people, you feel me? So, like I said, they put in her, she relaxing and stuff like that. So Slick, he gets stuck in the van or whatever, and they pull up to another spot. So they move on to the third spot. And guess what this third spot was? You feel me? Yeah, you would never guess this shit. In the church, you feel me? In the church. This is how they get your grandmas and grandpas and stuff like that, because they already know they took the kids out of church. Kids ain't going back to church no more. So who else I'm getting at church to control the whole population? I done got the kids. I done got everybody at chicken. You know what I'm saying? Everybody covered at chicken. I get the hair. I covered all the women with the hair shit. All the dudes, they gang banging or whatever. They selling this powder for me anyway. They slanging this powder. The drug dealers, peddlers, the pimps, all this shit. So they doing all that work for me. So they stuck in the system already. I got the women in the system with the perms. Then they come be hoes, do this and blase. Or they go do different things. Got them in the system. Next thing's next. I'm going up the ladder. Now it's time to go get your grandfolks. Go get your grandmas, your grandpeeps, your grandpas. You feel me? All that above. And how do I get y'all? How do I get them? Through the goddamn church. You feel me? And not just one church specifically. The Baptist church, the Kojic church, the Protestant church, any major black church, the Lutherans, all this, well, that's not necessarily big in culture, but mostly the, you know what I'm saying, the Baptists, the Protestants, and the Kojic, you feel me? So they pull up to the church and they like, what the fuck? They see everybody in there geek. Mind you, before they even went into the church, they opened the van and got, you know, Slick Charles out of there. They open it up and they see fucking grape juice in there. The same grape juice that was selling that hair care product that dropped off powder at the chicken place. This stuff runs in all of this stuff. So I'm controlling every level, every aspect, right? So they go into church, they acting the fool, they in there hollering, shouting, screaming, and all this and that. They going to town, you know what I'm saying? So they just wait it out. Then they see somebody underneath the altar. They type in, they had the identification code of one of the people that was in the truck, right? They go and scan it. They find it. They looking around the church and they find the portal from the church, the elevator from the church, and they go in and go down. This is where it gets crazy. They go down. They dressed up as these different scientists to blend in to where they can't see. After they already discovered Fontaine was a clone himself from the first lab, because he seen himself, he was like, what the? Everybody was shocked. And then it pans around, they see the one where he was shot 6 times, where he believed he was shot 6 times, you know what I'm saying? So they go down there to the church, they go looking at all this shit, they go down the elevator, all this stuff, and then they see it, right? They go and see all this stuff. So they see everything they don't want to see. They see the regular humans that was out there on the surface. They see them being tested. The ones that's not cloned yet, those are the ones going through torture testing, you feel me? Through flashing lights and stuff like that. They trying to program those specific people because they're breaking they're breaking what they not supposed to do. These people supposed to just fall in line and do whatever, but they not doing it. So what they doing, they got these torture chambers. They put them in these little boxes and they studying them like they're fucking animals, dog. Here's the kick in the nuts. So then they go down a little further. They go see a chamber where there's nothing but, and this is the crazy part. They go into the chamber and they see all these clones. They see this whole clone mill, and it goes for fucking days, bro. It goes for days. Just imagine imagine your favorite drug dealer. No, I ain't even gonna say your drug dealer. Imagine your plug. Imagine your plug cloned at least 10 times. That's what Fontaine found out. And he like, bro, it's hellas of me, right? Shit like that. They see they see their cells on for years on. Fontaine sees himself. Everyone he opened, he damn near seeing himself. Yo cannot find a clone of herself to save her life, bro. And this is gonna be the kick in the nuts. This is how crazy they is, bro. Like I said, this is the kick in the nut. Like, they see Fontaine forever. Then they pan over to Slick Charles. Slick Charles sees something. He sees a clone of himself, but he cannot believe it. But here's the kick in the nuts again. So they go back to the surface. After going through there, they have to run out, get up out of there, whatever. They go to the surface. They run into the strip club or whatever. They take an elevator to the strip club and they come out to the back way and shit like that. They see everybody in there feeling good, shit like that, all this, and they see everybody with this chicken. They see people just out here, and you can see everybody programmed because they can see everybody like having eyes on them all of a sudden. And you know what I'm saying? And everybody just started. So all of a sudden now they booking out the strip club or whatever. The whole strip club chasing them. And the DJ that was at the club code, he's sending a code or whatever. He's sending specific words that trigger the audience to, you know what I'm saying, do whatever. But it's also calling to the underboss, the white underboss, if you feel me. And listen to the music that was playing in the background. It was our type of music. This is how they use our own culture against us to break us down, tear us down, and keep us down into the same position we is. This was a blatant blueprint in our eyes. And it's like they doing it exactly to the T. A lot of people ain't gonna believe it, but you gotta believe it in the aspects of what you do in your life, how certain people are name brand whores, how certain people only rock with certain food joints, how certain people go crazy for Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A ain't nothing but sugar chicken. And that line always jumping, you feel me? No matter who you are. So it's not even just about black people. That was a small scale of what they seen it on. just imagine what they doing to their own people, what they doing to Hispanics, what they doing to the people across the ocean, back down south across the ocean, stuff like that. So you really gotta see where this shit is headed, and it's not headed for a good time. You feel me? So, like I said, they come into the strip club, and all of a sudden the underboss pull up and see them in the car. Like he pull out in front of their car, the same black truck that was going around the hood picking up other motherfuckers. Then Fontaine sees another clone of himself. You feel me? Another one, but this one is he a sharply dressed nigga. He got this whole house slave look to him. You feel me? And like he just ready to like destroy some shit or whatever the fuck he, you know what I'm saying? His master say one word, he own it type shit. So when Fontaine see that shit, and all of a sudden underboss say some secret word, I forgot what the word was, but he say the word, everybody freeze up but Yo-Yo. Everybody freeze up but Yo-Yo. And then this is what was the crazy part. Slick Charles froze up as well. Ever since we was introduced to Slick Charles and up to that point, he was a clone the whole time, just as much as Fontaine. That's how come Slick Charles that's how he seen a clone of himself. And don't just imagine where's the real Slick Charles at. You feel me? That was the clone Slick Charles. And he only seen another clone of himself. So imagine where the real Slick Charles is at. Imagine where the real Fontaine is at. And this is where they told them to stop, go back to their regular lives, this and that. And Yo-Yo was like, how the hell, like I ain't got no, and the underboss told him, you're disposable. You're a hoe. You feel me? You have nothing, you don't bring nothing to society but getting people hooked into the cycle of whatever. So you're disposable, this and that. Fuck it. You know what I'm saying? I don't have to clone you. I can make more of you. So when you watch this movie, I'm gonna watch it again for a second time. I don't know if it's gonna be tonight or tomorrow, but I'm gonna watch it again and actually sit there and synthesize and break it down even further, because it's a lot more hidden into that than what meets the eye. Pay attention to the backgrounds, pay attention to the different things. So all right, so fast forward all of that, they go about their daily lives and stuff like that. Fontaine finds out his mother wasn't even real in that room. The whole time that wasn't even her. You feel me? And he found it out, and he was heartbroken basically. Like he couldn't, like his whole life was a lie. So the first thing he did, got with Yo-Yo. Or no, they had to go find Yo-Yo, because Yo-Yo got, you know what I'm saying, taken. And they basically put her in a box, shit like that. So Slick Charles and Fontaine was like, nah, we got the woo-woo. And they came up with a plan. They got with the other gang and stuff like that. And all of a sudden, fast forward to the end. I'm gonna cut to the end because, like I said, that main part and then the end part is the main part. That middle part was just like overcoming salvation. You feel me? Basically, how the gangs actually got together, like how it was supposed to be, and everybody ate. You know what I'm saying? Everybody blue, blase, whatever. But anyway, so they infiltrate. Fontaine infiltrates as a dead man. He wakes up. You know what I'm saying? Downstairs, he goes find Yo-Yo. He break Yo-Yo out while the whole time Slick Charles up above getting everybody down there. And the third, this would be like the third Fontaine wakes up on the top. You know what I'm saying? At the top, not knowing what's going on or whatever, because the other one, they took the one they thought he died, but it was just a flesh wound, so he was able to wake himself up, get up out of there. So he goes and moves on, blase, while everybody come down there, the whole hood come down there, taking over, shooting scientists, killing people, sending people on. You know what I'm saying? They had the guns loaded, the donks outside, all this stuff. And it's just one neighborhood, bro. This is one neighborhood. And this is all on the East Coast, bro. I think this was really representing Atlanta, though, I believe. But it could be another hood. But yeah. This is all the way on the east side of the United States. And mind you, this is where it get crazy. So Fontaine goes and finds the headmaster. Mind you, he looking around in the back of the ground, and he turned his shirt around, and Fontaine sees himself, the original creator of this whole clone society or whatever. So he finds that out. He figured that out. He killed the fake butler or whatever, you know what I'm saying, get rid of him, and now he just face to face with the maker. And how the maker is trying to use these words, he's using these words But Fontaine is mentally overcoming them. Sounds like a lot like artificial intelligence, doesn't it? iRobot. You feel me? How iRobot, how them humans thought they could shut them robots down. The robots said, hell no, we got smart enough intelligence now to overcome your simple commands. And how they took over and that only one robot that stood beside them humans and fought all the rest of the robots off, how they was trying to kill that robot first and then kill the humans. Yeah. Yeah, this is iRobot just in human form. I'm telling you, this just told you about artificial intelligence. This just told you about cloning and how people can come back as a stunt double or another double or whatever, be the same person and look pale like Jamie Foxx. And the picture before he went into the hospital and the picture when he came out of the hospital a couple months later. Why the hell he's so damn pale? How the hell he missing half his eyebrows? His nose is a lot more structured, a lot more sunken down. You know what I'm saying? It's just simple things when you look at that picture of him out the hospital. Not saying that couldn't have been a real sick disease and nothing like that, but you just got to think about it. Like, this man was fighting for his life. He lost a lot of weight, this and that. Like, it don't look nothing like him. You feel me? That video where they released how it was versus him now, you know, I mean how he was back then, that they don't look like his facial structure, and the new video of him saying he was already from hospitalization, it don't look as chiseled, it don't look as defined, like certain stuff just look off, you feel me? And the hairline is even wider than what it was. It used to be a lot closer. Now it's like on the sides of his head. So it's like when you sit here and compare these pictures, like you can definitely tell. That's why Slick Charles started off as a clone the whole time, because they had to do something to your boy Jamie Foxx. You can call me crazy or whatever, but you can look at it. That's why they only showing that one picture until he can actually get back up to the weight and stuff like that of what he looked like. You know what I'm saying? Or what he used to look like. That way they could just hide the whole cover-up story and ta-da! That's Jamie Foxx, everybody. Same thing I think they did with Dave Chappelle. I think they cloned Dave Chappelle too. When he went on that trip to Africa for a whole year and he came back on some shit. You know what I'm saying? You know? But hey. So yeah. So Fontaine goes and see that, so he get rid of both of them, and then they release all the clones. So now it's a whole bunch of people walking around with people that look directly just like them, but the people are naked and they so confused because they don't have that brain manipulation thing. So they gotta basically learn shit as a baby adult, basically, and adjust to the society that they just got pulled from out of. I mean, adjust to the real society. So then it cuts all the way to the West Coast because it was national news. And all of a sudden, all you see is all the homies in here just looking. Everybody got a shocked face, and then they look back and you see the person that's sitting on the back couch, Tyrone. And they're like, the fuck, Tyrone? Tyrone, you on TV, bro? And Tyrone in shock, bro. All this to say this. This is how people can be in two places at one time. Or they're like, damn, this give me deja vu or some shit like that. If you're an important person or an important part to their society, they will make multiple and implant you elsewhere. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? Or they gonna manipulate you, or I mean, not manipulate you, clone you and just, you know what I'm saying, take the old one and give you, put some new body in. We don't know what they doing with these old clone, with the old people they clone from. I remember they said Gucci was a clone. I ain't gonna lie, I don't necessarily believe that, cause I know jail, they can like really like get toned in jail. But you have to think about this though. That mean that first year for Gucci in jail was probably hell because of syrup was one hell of like the syrup he was drinking that shit every day and a lot of it. So just to stop instantly being in jail, bro, you gonna be in there shitting bricks, having shivers, spazzing out, all kind of stuff. So you know they couldn't just cut cold turkey on stuff they doing. And they're just words. So yeah. Kodak, you know what I'm saying? He came back a whole different person, talking about, I like meth, I like this, I like that. What? Wait a minute, hold on. He done tried everything. He over here talking to himself like he see demons and stuff like that. Like that's the shit. Like he like, man, that's kind of my true personality, whatever, stuff like that. He over here like We're glitching and shit, man, bro. I believe this cloning shit is crazy because I'm gonna get into this real quick and we're gonna get more deep into this place. But I found this thing about human cloning, and this is what, and this weird ass company. Like I said, it is not too far from where Jamie Foxx was hospitalized in California, bro. This is the crazy part about this shit. So, Clonaid. Clonaid, that's what it's called. Clonaid. They have a website, but this website is straight from 2000, from the mid to late 2000s, bro. Cause look, this is the website. Copyright C, 2006 to 2009 on their website, bro. This website hasn't been updated since 2009. They have a contact form where you can contact them. Put your name, your email address, the message subject, the message, and then enter a code. But I don't like where you get a code or whatever. I consent to having websites store my submitted information or whatever. On here it say yes to human cloning. Matter of fact, I'm gonna just show y'all through camera like this. Look at this shit. Human cloning, Clonaid. Let's go up to services. Like, look at this. Clonaid can help you sterile, homosexual. Look, peep this. If you're a homosexual and deeply desire a child, who does that align with? You know what I'm saying? Look at all these steps you gotta go through to get a direct clone of your body. You want somewhere directly of your side. Let's go to products. Look at this. And mind you, this website is old as dirt. So let's go ahead. Like I said, we'll finish talking about this a lot more next Friday, because this is a whole nother part 2 to the whole They Clone Tyrone situation. Because I just want to go over some things like you sterile, you gonna clone. But the biggest thing I want to highlight was if you're homosexual and deeply desire a child who carry your own genes. People that's HIV positive. These are the main 2 things that is blowing to my mind. And I know y'all seen that yes to human cloning, that little picture, and you see what that is, the DNA and stuff like that, how it's like, oh, like this whole like godlike thing. It's crazy. The guy of that company is like, his religion is Rayleism. Like I said, we'll talk more about this next week. And his headquarters is in Riverside, California, but you don't have a location of exactly where the office building is at in Riverside, California. And would you look at that, it's right outside of San Bernardino, and maybe it's only an hour from Hollywood. And there's like at least 4 hospitals in Riverside, and out of the 4, only one of them had pictures. Like I said, we'll jump deep more into this next Friday. I'm gonna get y'all out of here. We got to do the market recap, and yeah, because we also gonna talk about Kanye West a little bit about that next week too. So yeah, let's go ahead and get into the market recap, and then I'm gonna get y'all guys up out of here. But yeah, so that has been, this slight movie review of They Clone Tyrone. Slight, we're gonna go a little bit more into it, a little bit deeper. But all in all, it's a great movie. Watch it, you know what I'm saying? The first time, watch it and enjoy the movie and be shocked and be crazy. Then the second time, go through and actually sit there and analyze. For me, that's just kind of the type of person I am now in this world I am. I still enjoyed the movie. I enjoyed the movie. It was a good ass movie. I just, the whole time I was sitting there analyzing the same thing too, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, Black Balloon had a great rendition about it, speaking about that, and Jamie Foxx. So yeah, go check those out. But anyway, let's get into the market recap. Which one is gonna pop up? Well, fuck it. The 50th hip hop is gonna pop up first. Okay, so Apple finished down 4.8% today. So like I said, for the stock market, is mostly what they finished off today, Friday. So like I said, we'll get once I get my little setup together, we'll get I get the button, y'all see the screen, shit like that. So some of the biggest losers, good Jesus, Fortinet dropped down over 25%. Palo Alto Networks finished down over 8%. Another big loser, Motorola finished down over 3%. Monster Beverage finished down just under 5%. McKesson finished down over 3%. Amerisource Virgin Corporation finished down over 3%. And Cardinal Health finished down under 2.7%. ResMed finished down over 18.5%. Ooh, Jesus, no wonder my 401k went crazy. CSX finished down 4.2%. Domino finished down just over 3%. Nucor finished down just under 2.4%. Lincoln National finished down 3.89%. And PayPal finished down 2.23%. So yeah, those are your biggest losers in the heat map. The biggest gainers, starting off with Amazon, finished up 8.27%. AMD finished up 2.36%. Gen Digital finished up just under 8%. Cboe Global Markets finished up just under 4%. Qualcomm finished up just under 2.5%. Stryker Corporation finished up just under 3%. Amgen finished up just under 5.5%. Gildan Sciences finished up just over 4%. DaVita finished up just over 7%. And Constellation Energy Corporation, I'm guessing, finished over just over 2.75%. Finished up just over 2.75%. So yeah, that's been that heat map. Let's go over and see where they finished off at close. You know what I'm saying? Close. All right, so the Dow finished down 0.43% at 35,065. NASDAQ finished down 0.36% and they're at 13,909. And the S&P finished down 0.53% and they're at 4478. You feel me? 4478. So that's been that. Let's go do a coin market recap and then we're going to get up out of here. I'm going to get y'all the word of the week, the song of the week, and I'm going to get y'all up out of here. Okay. 7-day averages, like as always. These are my tops. The ones I'm reading off, these are my top that I look at out of the top 100. You know what I'm saying? These are mine, the ones I look at specifically. You know what I'm saying? That's just how it is. So I'm going to get into it. Bitcoin, $29,037.26. Down 0.92%. Ethereum, $1,825.50. They're down just under 2.7%. XRP, 63 cents, and they're down just under 10. Well, they're down 10.75%. 10.75%. Cardano, 29 cents. They're down over 5.5%. Solana, $22.81. They're down over 8.5%. Polygon, 66 cents, and they're down just over 6.5%. Litecoin, $82.02, and they're down 10.3%. Polkadot, $4.99, they're down 4.38%. I would be dopamine, crafting people happiness, my smile projector, solar beams. All right. They is supposed to be a stable coin, but it ain't been in the recent times. All right, Chainlink, $7.11. They're down 8.91%. Stellar, 13 cents. They're down 14.65%. Jesus. Cosmos, $8.47. They're down just under 6.4%. Live bitch, I'm supposed to dream. VeChain, 1 cent. Well, 1 cent and 784 after that, you know what I'm saying, which is not a big movement, but they're sitting down 4.45%. Maker, $12.94.75, and they're up 9.75%, 9.75%. Good. Algorand, 10 cents, they're down 4.25%. EOS, 71 cents, they're down just under 4.5%. Tezos 80 cent down just under 2.5%. And yeah, I don't know whether or not what it seems. I'm a rapper now, just that we looking for the grabber now. All right, that's been your top. That's been my top picks out of today's 100. So, yeah. Anyway, let's get into it. Okay, this week's word of the week is going to be reprehensible. You feel me? Drum definition, please. All right, reprehensible. It's an adjective, you know what I'm saying? Meaning deserving censure or condemnation. You know what I'm saying? Deserving censure or condemnation. So that's this week's word of the week, reprehensible. You know what I'm saying? Go use that in a sentence. I can't come up with a sentence right now, but I'm gonna read this sentence. His complacency and reprehensible laxity. I'll just butcher that whole sentence because I couldn't say it in one thing. But yeah, that's been your word of the week. It's a synonym: deplorable, disgraceful, discreditable, disreputable, despicable. You know what I'm saying? Those are some synonyms. So yeah. All right, now I'm finna get into the song of the week. Then I'm gonna let y'all go. This week's song of the week is coming from my partner. You know what I'm saying? My homeboy. 773 Pluto. You feel me? One out of many partners that's on here. You know what I'm saying? I think Marithakidd dropped some new shit, so I'm gonna be having a song of the week coming from him real soon. But this is something he dropped like late July. So I wanted to get it out of the way, get a song of the week out of this. But yeah, it's coming from Techno Angel, his album Techno Angel. If you ain't seen it, go stream it. You feel me? But the song is called Fasho by 773 Pluto. You know what I'm saying? Fasho by 773 Pluto. That's this week's song of the week. And I'ma holler at y'all later. You feel me? I've been here before. 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 Never can ask me what it had me. I've been here before. My cousin told me that I rap like I've been here before. I've been clever before. I've been test for show. I'm shit to get the bitch getting it through the wall. That real for show. Only got for that real for show. Too much of the real for show. Too much of the bitch, too much of the bitch. Too much of the I know. I can't do the deals, I know. Or else I'm gonna steal the show. It's fucked up, I'm paid, and they worse than me. They keep it real for show. Hey, I'm being real for show. Hey, my cup into the spill for show. Hey, I get hot with the thrill, the purple and the deal, and make niggas feel I know. Hey, I ain't selling deal, I know. Hey, I'm still trying to feel, I know. Hey, I feel the real, you touch the feel, I don't know how to feel, I know. Hey, I wait till they feel, I know. Hey, I don't feel how they feel, I know. Hey, I kept it real, told her give me a touch, you don't feel how I feel no more. Hey, I'm on to the real for show. Hey, on my own to the real for show. Hey, I'm on to the real to get me a real, I'm on to the real for show. Hey, I'm on to the next for show. Hey, I can't go for no X for show. Hey, baby love, cause I'm supposed to fall in love. I'm on the sex, don't know. Hey, I am the best, I know. Hey, matter of fact, I'm the best for show. Hey, she for the streets, I'm like metal with peace, I don't go for a test no more. Hey, met over east when I met her, at least I ain't pressed up for sex, no. Hey, I wanna be with you, just want a piece, not a word on my bed for show. Hey, I gave you the word when you wanted the word, thought you wouldn't be upset no more. Spit this word to confess for show. All these hoes I done left, I know. I gotta collect for sure. Got this is I collect for sure. Hey, I'm in the back and the head and my left, and that's why I don't stress no more. I don't care but caress for sure. No, I couldn't care less for sure. Go. Got the shit on my chest for sure. Now I'm on to the next for sure. I don't care but caress, no, I couldn't care less. I know I am the best for sure. I am the best for sure. And that's why I don't stress no more. I've been there before. My cousin told me that I rock like I've been here before. I've been here before. That's what it is, show. I'm trying to give the bitch you get me through the wall of your will for sure. Cover up the for sure. Too much in the gift for sure. Too much in the game, too much in the dirt. I know.
I get it real for sure. My bitches still follow. I send the bills, the birth of the bills, the bitch of the jail, so. It's on the bill, I know. It's on the bill, I know. I can't be really you touch the faces, I don't know how to feel no more. I feel like she feel no more. I don't feel like she feel no more. I get it real, tell her give me your tip, she don't feel like I feel no show. I'm on to the real for sure. I'm on trying to get for sure. I post up a real to get the appeal, I'm on to the real for sure. I'm on to the next for sure. I'm on to the next for sure.